My name is Royletta Romaine. I am the owner of Healing by the Forkful, and I'm a registered dietitian and a new certified LEAP therapist from Boston, Mass. LEAP stands for Lifestyle, Eating, and Performance. I help my clients reduce or stop symptoms of inflammation, fibromyalgia, irritable bowel syndrome, and migraines with food, not medicine. You can find me on Instagram at Healing by the Forkful, or you can email me at healingbytheforkfulrd@gmail.com. My mini podcasts are short and to the point. A few times a month, I will bring you a new person who has been helped by what I call a personalized anti-inflammation blueprint. Please send me an email if you have questions or would like to be on the podcast. My hope is to reach and help as many people as I can. So, welcome to Healing by the Forkful. Let's get started. Today we have another RD who has actually experienced the protocol herself. So we're going to ask her a few questions and see how this therapy has changed her life. Okay. Good afternoon.
How are you?
Please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit.
Yeah, my name is Lavanya Ketamukala. You don't have to pronounce my last name.
I know. I was just like, oh, it's very
Just
pretty.
missing a few letters in there. So I've been a dietitian for over 17 years and been a LEAP therapist since 2016. I've been a LEAP therapist, honestly, just going back from 2013, but I haven't seen a lot of patients there. I was back in New Hampshire, so we relocated to North Carolina, and I was like setting up my private practice and working a part-time job.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't actively seen, but since 2018, I have been 17, 18, kind of that time frame. I've been seeing lot of LEAP patients.
Okay. Awesome. So let's go to what brought you to try the protocol on yourself. What were your symptoms and diagnosis?
So I've been diagnosed with celiac problem back in 2006-7, and I've been practicing, doing a leap kind of a celiac diet since 2008, pretty much. But I always had some bloating, some GI issues. I didn't know there were some foods that were agreeing with me.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of knew there were some foods that do not, but I wasn't sure which of those were on the list.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, I'm come from an Asian descent, so we do a lot of spices and lots of different vegetables and lentils and beans. And I had two little kids, was crazy busy working a full-time job, trying to set up my practice in North Carolina. But I just wasn't sure what to take to work. Every time I take something, I had, like bloating, and I didn't feel good. So I ran the LEAP test on myself in 2018.
Okay.
Myself to just check and see if there are any foods that are not agreeing. Not sure if there was some cross contamination from wheat, though even if I got off wheat completely, I had some questions, some concerns that maybe I'm still getting some wheat in my diet, and also doubted dairy. So I thought dairy was not sitting well, but couldn't get off dairy. I grew up on a farm back home in India, so it's so hard to get rid of dairy. But I ran the test in 2018, and it was a game changer.
Yeah, it's totally amazing. So you've been suffering from these symptoms for how long?
Over 10 years.
Over 10 years. Awesome. I'm so glad that you found the LEAP program. It's definitely been a life changer for me. So you said that you started following a gluten-free diet to decrease your symptoms. Were there any other changes that you tried to make?
I have had like alternating constipation, loose stools for a long time. And then my PCP ran a lot of tests. They couldn't find anything. Finally, they did, back we're talking about 2007-8 timeframe, when people were just starting to do the celiac testing. It was not as popular as it is now.
Right.
So I knew a functional medicine dietitian. She is also a lead therapist. She was already practicing, and she said, I think they are missing the boat. You need to do the gluten testing. So I did the celiac testing, and I was positive for celiac. So um, I stopped wheat. It's, with little kids and family, it was not that easy to completely get off wheat. And we didn't have all those foods back then. The gluten,
Exactly. It's
oh, you would go,
hard to find.
yeah, you would go from aisle to aisle, and you wouldn't find any gluten-free options. And even if you find them, they were honestly
They
not much.
didn't taste very, very good. When I first started being a dietitian, I was a dietitian at Boston University, and I did have some students that had it, and I was searching high and low for some products. There were some, but they didn't taste good. So it was a very difficult procedure to get everything in house, and then making sure it wasn't cross contaminated and all that, because we were cooking for thousands. But I had like 4 people who had celiac disease, so I understand.
So in 2008, when I got off gluten completely, I didn't know it was going to take a long time to completely feel better. So I still had the lingering issues. And then, so the bloating and the gas, this was not on a regular basis. This would come and go. So
Hmm.
it was not like a constant pain in your nose. It's not like you would have to do something right away to get rid of it. It would come and go. So some foods would agree with me, some foods did not. So it took me several years to completely kind of get into the kind of the space where I said, well, you know what, I'm just going to do the leap diet and clean up my diet, because I would feel
Hmm.
better when I start thinking about I feel worse. I said I'm going to do the leap diet, and then I feel better. So
And
you think
how fast was that you felt better?
1 or 2 days I would feel better, and then I would eat something again and it starts causing issues. So it was not like I had issues round the clock, but I wouldn't say I was feeling great round the clock either.
Okay.
So it was nagging all the time. And so I said, well, in 2018, I was still consulting. I was working as a consulting dietitian with companies. I stopped everything. I said, I need to focus on my health. I just don't know what's happening. I kept thinking maybe the celiac issues, I did not correct them completely,
Hmm. Hmm.
or maybe the nutrient deficiencies were not answered because I didn't have all the knowledge back then to see what is
Right.
going on. So, yep, 2018, I did that just for my gut issues. I didn't have
Okay.
anything else on my agenda.
Awesome. I know it's amazing how quickly it works. Like I was really expecting it to take a couple of months, and for some people, we know it might actually.
Yeah.
But it only took me like 4 or 5 days. I was floored. I had been dealing with this for such a long time, and I'm like, really? That's that quickly I could feel that wonderful. So you felt some relief from the leap diet fairly quickly. And how has that changed your life? Like, what are you doing differently? What are you able to enjoy?
Oh, lots of foods that I had thought these foods were not agreeing with me proved me wrong. And the foods that I thought agreed with me were on my kind of the high sensitive, kind of the red and green, kind of in that list.
Hmm. Hmm.
So just to tell you one other thing, I have PCOS and have been on birth control. I've been on birth control for 27 years of my life. So good chunk of my adult life, I've been on birth control. So I would get off the birth control, have a baby, then go back on the birth control. This was going on, ever since I got married in 2000 till 2009.
Hmm.
And then when I had my 2 kids, there was no other alternative. The doctor said, you not planning kids, but there is nothing we can do. We can't resume your periods, because I never had a regular period.
Wow. Wow.
So they said I have to be on Mirena.
Hmm. Apologies, just turn this off. I thought I did turn it off. Okay. Sorry.
Okay. So they put me on Mirena. And as you know, there will be a complete cessation of periods for a lot of people. So I had the same thing. And then again, I talked to the doctor after 5 years, and they said, you still have to continue. And so I've been on Mirena for good 11 years. And when I did the diet, the Leap diet in 2018, I did this in September. Looks like September, August, September is kind of my lucky month, I guess. And I'll tell you why. So I did this in September because it's a good time. Kids were back in school and I could do it. And November, I started getting my period.
Wow, that's
Uh,
amazing.
a friend had planned a party and I told her I will come, I'll help, I'll do everything. Oh, I'll be there for you. And then I had real bad bleeding and I wasn't sure what was happening. I thought maybe it was one kind of a scenario, one time thing. It's not going to come again. And
Yeah.
then we went to see my brother in Florida in December, and we had planned to go out to beaches and everywhere. And again, I had my period. And every month it kept coming. I got freaked out, honestly, because I
You
never
weren't
had a
used to it. Yeah. So it's
because
just
I didn't know what a regular period was, right?
uh-huh.
I never had a regular period in my entire adult life.
So this change of eating actually helped regulate your body, so it was working more normally, and you were back on track.
And it kept coming. I called my doctor. I said, "Do you want to check my hormones? Is something wrong?" And the doctor said, "Oh, you did some kind of a diet. Maybe it's kicked in and it's helping. If you're getting your period, why would you worry?" I'm like, it's not normal to me. But finally, I am 48 right now, and this is happening since 2018. And I have a regular period on dot every 30 days. And I have a nice little story written on my website about this whole journey. And
Awesome.
and I got off Mirena. I told my doctor, things are looking good. I'm not planning to have any kids. My periods are regular. I don't see a point of having extra birth control in my body. I have had it enough.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So we took it out in 2020 and I still get my period. I'm perimenopausal probably and moving in that direction. But my
Okay.
friends are surprised. My family is surprised that at 48, I still continue to have a period. So
Mhm. So this is probably going to help you deal with menopause symptoms because your body is going to be on track, and so this is actually just going to be we're praying for a smoother transition, but it'll be more realistic than if you hadn't made this change in your diet. You may have had more issues come up. So
So I am actually repeating the leap test on myself as we are speaking.
nice.
So I'm on my 15th day on the leap diet, and I have had real bad hot flashes and lots of allergies living in North Carolina. It's been a very bad season for me. I've been constantly sneezing, having to take allergy pills. So you name the trick or the treatment on the market, and I have tried it.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I've spent money, I've been to the doctors, I've done everything, nothing's helping. Then I said, again, just, back to square one, just repeat the leap diet and see where I am.
Okay.
New
Awesome.
things came up, not the old things were gone.
Well, they say you're supposed to repeat it every what 6 7 years.
Yeah.
So because your body's changing every day, we're changing.
Oh,
So
absolutely. I was doing so good, honestly, with everything happening, with work, kids, and family. I was doing so well. So I didn't see the need to repeat it. But since the beginning of this year, or I would say like November, December of last year, my allergies have been like really worse. And I took so much of this antihistamine kind of thingy, and I don't do well with it.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I've been asked to take an immune suppressant, and I'm not comfortable with that. I don't want to take anything that is too kind of immune suppressing.
yeah. Not now, especially because it's going to be fall soon, and COVID's going to make another
I
another round. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I'm told that if I'm not going to be choosing, the immune suppressant medication, I would be on some kind of an allergy medicine year round. And I said,
yeah.
oh, no, 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 not anything that I need to take every day to wake myself up and then do things. That's not my way of living a life.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I repeated again. Honestly, you wouldn't believe. No hot flashes, not one single time in the last 15 days.
Amazing.
Allergies have been way better. I took one, little bit of like 10 milligrams antihistamine once in the last 15 days. energy levels have been good. I can't ask for it. I can't ask for more. I think
I
this
have
is
one more question, and then we'll say goodbye. Tell me, what are some of the foods that you have stopped? What were some of your red foods?
I had red foods last time. I don't have any red foods this time, but
Mhm.
I remember it was avocado last time and mung bean.
Okay.
This year I have a bunch of yellows. I have my card here. So I have dairy, big deal. Last time I also had issues with dairy, and I have issues with dairy now. Corn, of course, wheat is off the list.
Mhm.
Um, but I strongly think it's dairy is a big deal.
Okay.
It
Okay.
has it has its own things. At least I'm speaking for myself, so I feel a whole lot better just getting off dairy completely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Is there anything else you'd like to share about your journey?
This does work, just people have to trust, and you have to work with the provider um, that is kind of aware of
Mhm.
what is happening with your body, and kind of this diet helps to take a deeper look at your body, your immune system, what is happening. And this is not, it is non-invasive, no medications, so it's
That's what
just
I love about it. Um, it's a game changer, because for me, I had a lot of pain and inflammation, and different medications and things, and I was just like, I don't like putting all this stuff in my body. Like, my liver is going to die, my stomach is going to hurt, you know. So I was amazed it when I was told that this is just going to be food, and we're going to remove some things, and you're going to feel so much better. I was like, oh, but I feel so much better.
no, people just have to trust it, try it, and they can see the symptoms resolve automatically without having to do a lot of things. All the years of suffering are gone in a matter of, like, I would say, probably less than a month.
Hmm.
So I have people who've written wonderful testimonials. It's on my website if people want to read. These are not paid testimonials. These are all patients chose to say, write these testimonials and say, well, you know what, it was really helpful for us. We want to make sure other people who read it also
Hmm.
experience this. So yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for your time. It was lovely speaking with you, and I wish you continued leap success.
Thank you so much, and thanks for having me.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.